Morning guys, I'm Dave Canterbury at the Pathfinder School, and what I wanted to do today was I wanted to have a discussion about the items that you bring to a basic survival class at the Pathfinder School. We have a lot of requests for information on this. What should I bring? What should I not bring? What do I need? What am I not going to need? And we have a list out there available on our website, and the classes stay pretty full, both the basic and the advanced survival classes. But what I wanted to show you was a list of equipment or a set of equipment that I think will do you the most good or give you the most enjoyment out of your class, and why I think these items are the best for you and why I think they're the most versatile. And what I've done is I've assembled all of this into a military butt pack and a woodland camouflage military day pack type situation. And you can, just this right here, you can get pretty cheap at an Army surplus store or gun show, something like that. You can obtain these items pretty inexpensively, and they'll give you a good heavy-duty backpacking system that you can use for 1 to 3 days, maybe a little longer than that even, but they will sustain you very well and give you all the versatility you need to be able to add pouches if you want to, not add pouches, put things in different pockets. They've got a couple different open buckets in them that you can use so you can arrange your gear the way you want to, and it's easily accessible to you. But I think that the material these are made out of, being a U.S. military spec type material, they're going to last a long time for the money that you're going to spend. You can generally find these butt packs for about $10 at a gun show. You can generally find this assault pack, I believe it's called, for about $35. And then any exterior pouches that you buy will cost you a little extra. There's like a first aid type pouch here that I've got bank line in. It's about 10 bucks probably. And then another canteen pouch on the outside that probably would have cost another somewhere between $10, $5 and $10. And then I've got a grenade pouch that I use for my compass on the outside over here that probably costs about $3. So you're going to have a little bit of money wrapped up in your carrying system, but when you're done with it, it should be modular, it should be versatile, and you should be able to arrange your gear in it so it's very easy for you to get to on the fly when you need to, or even in the dark without a headlight. And that's the important thing about smaller packs and things that don't have a lot of pockets on them and compartments is there's only so many places that your things can be, and if you arrange them correctly, you'll be able to find them easily even in the dark. Okay, so first let's talk about obviously our number one priority, which is our cutting tools. In the spring and summertime, even in the fall, you're going to get away without having an axe, easy enough. You don't need one. If you've got a decent folding saw, and by decent I mean a Baco Laplander, the only folding saw I would trust. 25, 26 bucks, money well spent for sure. A decent multi-tool like a Leatherman Super Tool 300 is going to give you a lot of tools on it that you'll be able to use. It's got a smaller saw, some smaller knives, screwdrivers, pliers, things like that that you'll be able to use at the class to help you to perform functions quickly and easily. The knife. Now, I would prefer to see you carrying a full tang knife, obviously, like the Pathfinder Scout or something that has got a full tang on it. But I would rather see you have a knife that was not full tang, like the Bushcraft Black, that at least met the other criteria that it needs to meet. That has a 90-degree spine on it for striking ferro rods, and is also made out of high carbon steel so that with flint, it will actually throw sparks. If it will do that, it's going to do everything you need it to do. You're not going to baton this knife. At the basic class, you're going to use your saw to process wood. You're not going to need a knife for that. We're going to break a lot of sticks. So if you have these three cutting tools, you'll be in good shape. All three of these are available at the Pathfinder School store. Okay, let's talk about combustion for a minute. You're going to want to bring a ferrocerium rod. Most ferrocerium rods are pretty much created equal other than the handles. The handles fall off the cheaper ones because the epoxy is not very good, no matter what kind you buy. I've had them fall off the $5 ones off our website. I've had them fall off the $20 Light My Fires. It doesn't matter. The handle's probably going to come off. You're better off just taking that handle off right off the bat and rolling duct tape around it. That little saw blade that they give you with that thing does not throw sparks worth a darn. It'll throw little bitty sparks, but it won't throw major league sparks and take material off this thing. It's going to give you molten magnesium to help you start a stubborn fire. What's important is that you have a good striking device, and if your knife, like we talked about, has that good 90-degree edge on it, like this Mora Bushcraft Black, you're going to be able to get all kinds of sparks off of this thing to start fire with. The striker is more important than the ferro rod. Most ferro rods are about the same. So you're going to want a decent ferro rod. You wrap duct tape around it, you just made it multifunctional because now it will help you extend your fire by using the duct tape. You're going to want some steel wool. You're going to want a piece of flint, as I demonstrated striking the back of that more bushcraft black. You can also use a sharp piece of flint for striking your ferro rod in an emergency, and we'll talk about that as well in class. You're going to want a magnifying glass of some kind, and if you get the right compass, you can forego the magnifying glass because your compass will start fire. And we'll talk about that later on as well, and I've done a video on that recently. And then some type of surefire device. I would recommend Mini Inferno as your surefire device because you will be able to use this on the last day, and we will use it for smoke generators and things like that. You're going to make fire in a variety of ways, in a variety of weather conditions out here at the Pathfinder School. But if you have these basic items for starting your fire, a ferrocerium rod, a magnifying glass, or the one on your compass that will work, a pad of steel wool, a good piece of flint, and some Mini Inferno or Micro Inferno, you're going to be in good shape for combustion. Okay, so let's talk about your cover element really quick. You're going to want some type of emergency reusable space blanket. The Grabber or the SOL are the two we saw on our website. Those are the two that work the best. They're orange on one side, reflective mylar on the other, so they can double as a signaling device as well as providing a microclimate for you. You will also need a couple 3mm 55-gallon drum liners. Just a straight military wool blanket will do. A queen size is better, but for the basic class, one military wool blanket in a military fashion will work. For the intermediate class, you're going to need two of these sewn together to make a queen size or a queen size wool blanket. Then as far as your ground mat goes, you can use any type of exercise mat, roll up military mat of any kind, or something like this blow up mattress or air mattress that's made called the Trekker Compact by Multimat. Any of those will work for you for what you're going to use them for as far as keeping your body from suffering from conduction in the basic class to set up an emergency shelter. Okay, let's talk about your container really quick. You're going to use your container for a lot of things at the Pathfinder Basic class. We're going to show you the multifunctionality of your container. So you're going to need a good metal water bottle. Doesn't matter whether you have a metal water bottle or a metal canteen. Either one of them will work. They need to be stainless steel if possible, so that they can be put into the fire without worries of seams melting or anything like that if they're welded together, like aluminum. Because you're going to make char cloth in these bottles as well, so they're going to be directly in the fire with no liquid in them. They have to be strong and robust. Either the Pathfinder 32-ounce water bottle or the stainless steel canteen will work for that, as well as any clean canteen, but you want it to be at least 32 ounces at a minimum. Now, you're going to want two things with that. You're going to want a nesting cup. And again, it doesn't matter if you bring the canteen cup, but if you've got a canteen cup, you're still going to need a metal canteen or a metal water bottle. A stove stand will give you a big advantage when it comes to boiling your water, because it's going to allow you to get that thing raised above the flame. Now you're getting a little sneak peek here at the Pathfinder pack stove for your water bottle. It's not released yet. We should have them in stock soon, but I'm giving you the sneak peek. My dad will probably kill me for that, but this is the prototype that we use for testing. It fits on the bottom. It nests right on the bottom of the Pathfinder cup. The water bottle sits right inside of it for one unit, just like the canteen cup and stove system work together in unison as well. So either one of these systems I would recommend for everything that you're going to need at the Pathfinder School. And the thing is that you want to understand is this is a testing ground for the gear that you have, obviously. But at the same time, if you have the right gear and you can easily accomplish tasks when they're given to you, it will make your experience much more enjoyable. And if you get the right stuff to begin with, you'll figure out what the versatility of these items are and why we recommend these items. So that will take care of your container issue as far as any container type things that you would need to pass or to participate in the Pathfinder School Basic class. Okay, cordage. You're going to need a couple of different types of cordage at the Pathfinder School. Paracord will come in real handy for making ridge lines and stringing up tarps for emergency shelters and things like that. Your tarred mariner's bank line will come in handy for everything else, from bindings to lashings to the other knots that you're going to tie with your paracord on your ridge line, like your prusiks and things like that. A combination of 50 to 100 feet of paracord and a 1 pound roll of number 36 bank line will definitely get you through everything that you need at the Pathfinder School, and you have plenty left when you leave here for your kit. Okay, so let's talk about the last 5 C's that you're going to use in the class and what you should get as far as that goes. Now, as far as your cotton cloth goes, your cotton bandana, I don't care if you've got 6 square feet of cotton material of any color, shape, or form, but the thicker that material is, the better off you're going to be. This is just like bed sheet material, heavy duty thread count bed sheet material. This is just like a drive-on rag, piece of a drive-on rag, and here's another piece of a military like drive-on rag or cravat. Any of that stuff will work, and you don't have to have a ton of it. You just have to have a little of it. As long as you got about 3 to 6 square feet, you should have plenty for what you're going to need for this class. That gives you your hygiene, and it also gives you ways that you will be able to make char cloth, bandages, and things of that nature if needed. So nothing special there. Let's talk about cargo tape. I've got 2 rolls of 1-inch duct tape here. This is Gorilla brand. I recommend nothing else. Buy Gorilla brand duct tape, period. Don't bring anything else. You're wasting your time. I recommend a 2-inch roll and a 1-inch roll, but a minimum of 2 1-inch rolls, and that might squeeze you by, just squeeze you by. You're going to need a lot of duct tape in this class. We do a lot of things with duct tape. We do some major league projects with duct tape, and you're going to find out what the versatility of duct tape is and why I always recommend carrying that in your survival kit. Okay? Your candling device. You're going to want a headlight that is at least 70 looms. That's nice and bright so you can see what you're doing. That will flash to signal for rescue, and that's waterproof. This is the Princeton Tech that we carry on our website. It's 70 looms, takes 3 AA batteries, or I'm sorry, 3 AAA batteries. AA batteries, AAA batteries, same voltage. They will all start fires as long as you have at least 2 of them. That gives you another purpose for carrying a headlight that's got batteries in it. It becomes another fire starting device, but it also is good for signaling and good for just seeing your way around in the dark during night navigation exercises and things like that. So make sure it's waterproof. Okay, last but not least, on the 10 C's list, let's talk about compasses. Your compass is going to be very important to you. We are navigation heavy at the Pathfinder School because I believe that at a minimum you need to be able to understand how to leave your camp to go find resources and get back. Very easily in the Eastern Woodlands to get turned around, just walking 100 or 200 yards, you can get lost. So understanding how to use a compass is very important, and we concentrate on that quite a bit at the Pathfinder School, along with fire. The Sunto MC2 and the K&R Alpine are the 2 compasses that I would recommend. They both have a movable bezel ring that you can plug degree readings into. They both have a luminescent bezel ring that glows in the dark. They both have a mirror. The only advantage the K&R has over the Sunto is that the magnifying glass on the K&R will start a fire. It is a 5-power magnifying glass. The Sunto is not. So there's not much difference in monetary spending there, a couple $3 probably. I'd take the one with the magnifying glass for personal preference, so I get the most versatility out of that compass, because it becomes a signaling device, a first aid device, a navigation device, and a fire starting device at that point. So I've got 4 distinct things that I can cover just by carrying this small compass. You will not need pacing beads at the Pathfinder School basic class. You will for the intermediate and advanced classes. So either one of those compasses, and again we sell them both on our website, will do you just fine. Okay, a couple extra things that you're going to want that will make your life a whole lot easier. Dry bag. At least one that is 5 to 10 liters preferably, up to 30 liters. You're going to use this to keep a lot of things dry. It is constantly wet at the Pathfinder School. Even when it doesn't rain, the dew point makes it very, very wet in the mornings out here. And you're going to get things soaking wet very quickly, including your clothes. So I would wear some good waterproof boots if you can, especially in the spring and summer months. And then a good waterproof bag. This is the one we sell on our website. This is a C-line. Either one will do just fine, but you want a good, heavy-walled, waterproof bag, not one of the flimsy ones like you buy at Walmart that's really thin. You want the kind that stand up by themselves very easily because they're made out of heavy-duty, rigid material. All right? That's something else that you're going to want. Beyond that, you're really not going to need anything with you to be able to participate in this class. Everything else will be extras that you'll bring to make your life more comfortable in camp, but there's not going to be that much time to spend in camp to worry about it. Okay, so that's a pretty quick rundown of the items that you're going to want to bring with you for a Pathfinder Basics class. It's not a whole lot of items, but it has a whole lot of function, and that is the whole essence behind the Pathfinder system is multifunctionality of the kit items that we have that we're carrying with us. If the things that we have are multifunctional and will do a lot of stuff for us, then we can carry less. And that's what's really important. And I've developed those 10 C's with that mentality in mind, and I've tested them and trialed them to make sure that truly that's all you need for a short-term survival scenario are those 10 C's. If you have those items covered and you have the right items, and I say again, you have the right items, and that makes a difference, because I can have a cheap, cheesy compass as one of my 10 C's, and if it doesn't do all the things that that compass needs to do, it's not going to be multifunctional enough to be relied on in that situation. Everything has to be used for at least 3 things, or it's not worth carrying. Okay guys, so I got it all put back together now. Like I said, this is really all you need. You can get away for an extended period of time with this just by adding a couple redundancies that there's plenty of room in these packs to hold, without a doubt. But this will definitely get you by in a basic class beyond the shadow of a doubt, and you really wouldn't need to bring anything else unless you just wanted to bring some type of shelter and some type of food. Other than that, these items will take care of you. I'm Dave Canterbury at the Pathfinder School. I appreciate everything that you do for me, for my school, for my family, for all my instructors, my sponsors, and my affiliates. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.